Migrating mailbox to Exchange Online in hybrid configuration. It's the similar concept. What we want to do, we have a Mark Nicholas mailbox, uh, which is an on-premise mailbox in our Exchange organization, and I want to move it to Exchange Online. As you know, we are already configured for hybrid. Procedure is the same, like we do in cutover migration, but hybrid it's a little bit different. That instead of this one, we'll go to Office 365 migration, and here we can say migrate to Exchange Online. We can of course do other way around, migrate from Exchange Online to on-premise, which is not an option in some cases. But that's the beauty of hybrid, that you have lots of flexibility, right? As well as the mailboxes, listing, you don't need to recreate profiles, as well as OST won't be resynced. So migrate to Exchange Online. That's what I want to do in this case. Remote move migration. That's the one I want to do. I don't want to do staged migration because that's for earlier version. Don't want to do cutover migration or IMAP migration, so I will go for remote move migration. Alright? See? If you're planning a hybrid deployment of mailbox both on-premise and Exchange Online, and if you want to move mailboxes over the period of time, this is the option to go for, and that's what I have already configured my organization for. I will select Mark Nicholas mailbox here, and next, itsense.net, straighter, someone with the privileges. Okay. We couldn't detect server settings, auto discover, that's alright. MRS proxy server, I will specify the name, which is mail.itsense.net. Migration batch name, migration batch 1, let's say. This is the target domain, and I want to move the primary mailbox and archive if one exists. And send email to async. I want to automatically start the batch and automatically complete. Okay. And now it's syncing. While it's syncing, again it will take a little while, and while it's doing that, status change, see the validating, it will go to several phases like I have shown you in cutover migration. So while it's doing that, I will pause the video and I'll come back while it's done. Alright, so back to server side. As you can see, it's completed. Just refresh a little bit and see it's completed. 51 synced items, data migrated 16.6 megabytes, it's 0 now, and it's just a matter of time that it will sync here, because this is the real-time stuff that you see, and then it just takes a while to update the status here. So let's refresh the whole console. and it's the same, but as you can see, it's all completed, which is a good thing. Okay, while the sync is taking place, my I logged in as a Mark Nicholas, the user whose mailbox we are migrating from on-premise to Exchange Online. While it was online, then all of a sudden, an Office 365 pop-up appeared asking me to log in. And as you can see, the status is disconnected and exclamation mark like Outlook is trying to connect. So let me log in because Mark Nicholas's ID sense.net and password is I specify the password. It's saying I'm trying to connect. And you see, Microsoft Exchange Administrator has made a changes that requires you to quit and restart Outlook. Okay, yeah, fine with that. And if you notice, it was saying connected to Exchange. And here it is, connected to Exchange. And while it's saying connected to Exchange, and if I go to File, although it's showing there, I logged into Office 365 using the AD password, and if I connection status, it's, you can see Office 365. See? Perfect. And just to give you a tip, you see the Outlook icon. If you right click, you won't see this option. But if you press the control button or control key on your keyboard and right click, you will have an option of connection status. I thought some of you might not know. Most of you know, of course you know that, but just a pointer that I wanted to add. And as you can see, the mailbox is now Office 365. No need to reconfigure the Outlook profile. No need to resync. It was not required to resync the OST. It wasn't required for new profile to be created. It was automatic redirection. Just it says, just it give the login prompt. We provide the credentials, same password as the domain because the password synchronization is configured using AD Connect. Then it says it requires you to restart the Outlook. It was a matter of just closing the Outlook and starting again. And once we do that, as you can see, the connection is established to Office 365. And if I go now to File, you see now this information is also updated. It's not on-premise anymore. It just takes a while to update. But first, you will see always down there latest information, and then here it took a while to update, and now it's showing the Office 365 for Mark Nicholas. So Mark Nicholas, all he has to do just close the Outlook. I mean, provide the user, provide the password for the account, and then close the Outlook and open it again, which is a restarting of Outlook. No need to restart the computer itself, just the Outlook, and everything stays the same. As I say, no need for new profiles to be created, no need for OST resync, so your bandwidth is saved, your new profile creation hassle is saved. Simple, sweet and simple. Okay, finally the status is updated here as well. As you can see, status is complete, total of 1, finalized 1, room of 1, and details, and we have seen it before, and all good. So when I started syncing, it was showing here syncing, but if you want to see real-time status, you can always go to view details, and then you can keep refreshing to get the latest updates. Sometimes it may show here syncing, but maybe it's already been synced, and that was the case in my scenario. While at the user end, while it was showing syncing, uh, my user mailbox, which was on-premise Microsoft Exchange server, the user was online. Online means it was connected to on-premise Exchange server. All of a sudden, a login box appeared for Office 365 asking Mark Nicholas to log into Office 365 with its email address already in the login, and all he has to do to type its password. Which password? Active Directory password. And the reason for that, because we have configured our environment for hybrid and for password synchronization using AD Connect. So Mark Nicholas typed his password, and after that he got a message that the Outlook needs to be restarted. Only Outlook, not the computer itself. So Mark Nicholas restarted the Outlook, and after that we noticed that here when we press Control and click on this Outlook icon, the taskbar, and connection status, you are connected to Office 365. And then later we noticed that this URL was also updated to Office 365. So without recreating a profile, without resyncing the OST, everything was done easy peasy. All the user had to do was to type its password and restart Outlook. So it saves the bandwidth, saves the hassle of creating new profiles, and it's a good, simple experience for your user. And that's one of the benefits of hybrid configuration. So congratulations, we have successfully tested hybrid deployment. And we have seen that how to configure hybrid deployment. It's very easy. Yeah, it might sound intimidating, but the hybrid configuration wizard makes things very simple. And if you are using AD Connect for simple sign-on, or sorry, for same sign-on, then it's also very simple to configure. As long as you don't have any directory synchronization issues, your account's information will be synced, your password will be synced, and hybrid configuration wizard will make the required necessary changes to your on-premise Exchange as well as in Exchange Online. And of course, once you do that, if you want to change the mail flow, make sure that you configure the DNS setup for your domain, that all the incoming mail settings for your domain points to Office 365. I will recommend changing the email flow to Office 365 because of message hygiene. Office 365 has built-in anti-spam and antivirus mechanism Of course, you can customize it as well. So this case, on your when the message will come to your premise, and it will be delivered to your Exchange server, it will already be tested and cleaned. It will already be proven that it's not a spam. It doesn't contain any anti malware or a virus or a Trojan or something like that. So I always recommend that you keep the mail flow to Office 365 or Exchange Online. It's the same thing, just a matter of saying different way of saying it. Um, so keep the email flow there. And how to do that? It's very simple. All you have to do is just changes in your DNS. You can make changes manually, uh, as well as you can provide your domain registrar credentials in Office 365. For example, Office 365 recognizes GoDaddy, so if I specify GoDaddy credentials, it can make DNS changes on my behalf and add those records automatically, which are required for Office 365 to function correctly in order to receive emails on behalf of my company. And of course, sending emails on behalf of my company to outside world. Uh, how to do that? I have already covered that in my cutover migration series. So verifying domain, I have already covered in cutover migration. It's the same procedure for hybrid deployment, that you have to verify your domain first. As far as the DNS record is concerned, I have already covered that in my cutover migration series. So if you have any confusion, you can always have a look at those videos. And hybrid environment benefits, once again, one big global address list. You can have mailbox online, in Exchange Online. You can have mailbox on premises. You can move mailboxes from on premises to Exchange Online and vice versa. And you have the complete directory synchronization. You have calendar sharing, and email sharings, of course. If you have a lab environment like me, where I don't have a dedicated IP address and I'm using like a home connection to simulate this, you might not be able to send and receive emails, of course, because if you try to send emails, even after all this configuration wizard, they will be undeliverable, because Exchange Online will recognize that the IP address it's not really from a category, or IP address is from a category of like a dial-up clients, or those people who are uh, which is not a part of a dedicated corporate IP setup. It's the range of IPs which is dynamically assigned to internet clients. So don't worry about that, as long as you have the proper mail setup. In real environment, it will work like a breeze, like a charm, because you have a dedicated IP address. You have all the necessary record registered. In lab environment, if you have a dynamic connection, you may face this problem. But again, once again, uh, hybrid configuration is not difficult. It's very easy to configure, and hybrid deployment wizard is made the things very easy. Whenever you have any changes in your environment, let's say you deploy a new server and you want to use that server for hybrid deployment, or let's say your certificate is expired, or whatever it is, you can always rerun the wizard. Alright, so this is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do subscribe to my channel. It will motivate me further to produce more and more video series for you on different topics, whether it's Microsoft, VMware, Citrix, or anything else. And I will see you next time. Take it easy.